2 years really does slip away, does it not? So yeah, after a bit of time I decided to make these again. For a bit of background, Warframe is a fun and interesting shooter and slasher game that has co-op, a good story and plenty of gameplay types. And since I did not really feel like thinking too hard, I decided Warframe primary weapons would be a good idea for a top. Primary weapons in Warframe tend to have a bit of variety, so making such a list is definitely gonna be interesting. Since this talk is probably pretty boring and rules are pretty obvious and for descriptions, we should dive right in. Welcome to my top 5 favorite Warframe primary weapons. Number 5. Flamethrowers are a race of weapons that get bad reps for days, mostly because they feel quite brainless. Because they are. But when wielding the Ignis, you'll see why brains are overrated. Ignis is the best flamethrower of Warframe because it is the only one. Well, and the Wraith version, but that one is virtually the same, except I did not bother to upgrade that one yet. There really is not much reason to stray from Ignis though. Flames are powerful and fry large hordes of enemies within seconds, although they do struggle against singular targets, so that is why it is not much higher. At least you do not need to think much while using it. Number 4. You'll be shocked by the amount of assault rifles in Warframe because there's a lot of them. At least they all look, sound and function different. But as much as some are top tier, I will stick with the Supra. Supra was once my favorite weapon of all time, but now it will have to do with an honorable number 4 spot. It's a powerful and fun assault rifle that trades hit scan properties for a highly powerful storm of laser beams only enforced by incredibly large clip size and generally pretty good looks. It has a warped Vandal version similar to Ignis' Wraith version, as in it barely deviates from the original. Although Supra Vandal came with a pre-installed working catalyst and is more shiny. You might say that these are far from top tier assault rifles, but tiers must be taken with a grain of salt. And personally, I couldn't care less about tiers. I'm more interested in fun. Number 3. Ladies and gentlemen, being a large and imposing metal ninja frame means that you can carry a little more than your traditional human ninja would. For example, heavy artillery. The Tsar might be one of the finest examples of Grenier craftsmanship, producing a cannon that you can carry in your hands, a hand cannon. This hand cannon boasts 2 firing modes, similar to old cannons. If the enemy is far away, you can shoot powerful explosive cluster bombs. However, if they are too close to shoot those safely, you can shoot a volley of shrapnel instead, sort of like a shotgun. This makes Tsar more versatile than your standard explosive weapon, while still packing helpful crowd control abilities. Blowing up enemies is one thing, but if you do not like blowing yourself up, consider getting this thing. All this class of weapons needed was a little shrapnel. Number 2. Now, while the number 3 already shows heavy artillery, it doesn't mean that I am out of heavy artillery to showcase. In fact, when it comes to shotguns, I could have picked many specimens. They are all so good. The versatile heck, the quick and easy Sobek, and even the comb, which can sweep hordes of enemies clean, no problem. But the winner of this round goes to the Tigris Prime. There's just something about double-barreled shotguns that amuses me. Maybe it's the raw damage, or maybe it's because they look so badass. One thing is for sure though, you do not want to be anywhere on the receiving end of its gilded beauty when it starts spitting fire. This thing has the highest single shot damage of any primary or any weapon for that matter, triumphing over the likes of the Daikyu longbow or even the Opticore's portable death ray in terms of damage. And when you see this thing effortlessly smash through high-level bombards, you start to see that it is true. Of course, it's generally mitigated by the fact that it needs to reload every 2 shots, but that only adds to the experience. It's not like the shots do not count. Number 1. Number 1 for me is usually the easiest to pin down now, because most countdown ideas I have start with number 1. This one too has been premeditated from the very start. As soon as I got this weapon, I was sure And sure enough, it was. Say hello to Cernos Prime. What? Are you not satisfied? I suppose this thing is not exactly high tier, and you probably would be more comfortable with Dread or Paris Prime or Rakta Cernos on here. Well, is that not a pity? Because I do not own Rakta Cernos, and the other two I do like, but not as much as Cernos Prime, and that will most likely never change. Now then, I should probably get to the part where I tell you why I like this so much. Well, this thing is basically a one-weapon arrow storm. It has innate multi-shot that enables it to shoot 3 arrows at once at base. This can be improved by applying multi-shot. Otherwise, it's just a fine bow. Good crit chance, good projectile speed, good charge time. Damage per arrow and the reload speed may be a little lower, but keep in mind that this thing shoots 3 arrows at once at base. So in the end, the damage per shot is still higher. It's like a shotgun bow, except that it can still one-shot enemies with a single arrow, so you can mop up multiple enemies with a single clever shot. In short, this thing is a silent one-shot arrow storm, and I will always hail it as the weapon that earned itself its spot. And no tier list in the world is gonna convince me otherwise. Well now, it seems that we have reached the end. How did you like this reboot of an old channel? Please do share your thoughts, because I like reading and have plenty of time on my hands for who knows how long. I am the hat-wearing servant, and I say goodbye for the time being.